Okay, so today we're talking about those same kind of problems as yesterday, except extended. So like a little harder. So what was yesterday? Yesterday was P times A, then add them up. Do you remember what that was called? Expected value. Expected value. And the P was probability, A was amount, and then you add them all up. Okay, so I want to do one from the real world. I would like to have a little race. Everybody, to make it fair, get to, you can all get to Safari right now on your iPad. And I'd like to see who can get me this answer fastest just by raising your hand. As soon as you've got it. Find on the website for Apple.com, find me how much an iPad, not an iPad itself costs, but how much does the warranty, which is called Apple Care, on an iPad cost? Because I want to do a real world warranty question. What, you can't find Apple.com? It's really complicated to spell. No, it's not that much. You're off. What did you say it was? Nope, that's not it. Yes, 79. She's got it. All right, way to go, Brown. So it's 79 smackers to get an iPad warranty. So should you buy it or not? We can figure that out. Right now, I want you to draw a tree diagram like this. Go to your notes. Within your notes, add a page. Add a blank page, or whatever you like. If you like lines, have lines. No, there are not notes for today. You're doing just a blank page on your notes app. Paperboard notes. I don't think there is a homework for today, but I don't think there's notes for today. Is there? Well, we're not using it. Okay, so this is two things that could happen if I buy that warranty. Either my iPad's going to work, or it's going to break. You can abbreviate that with W and B. Now, the first thing I need to do is figure out the probability of that happening, and then I'm going to times that by, what do you think? P times what? Amount. I had the kids look last hour, and we could not find, even after like 5 minutes, so we won't waste the time, any data out there yet on what percent of iPads are breaking. Okay, and it's not something that Apple probably knows, but Apple's not going to want to post it, either because it's too depressing, because if like 20% of them are breaking, people are going to be like, oh crap, I shouldn't buy one because it might break. Or if their percentage of breakage is really low, then why wouldn't they want to publish that? Yes? Okay, it might be a competitive disadvantage, but it sort of would sell iPads, wouldn't it, if only like 1% are breaking? Yes? Exactly. If you realize that there's only 1% chance it's going to break, are you going to want to buy the warranty? No. They make good money on the warranty. In fact, we'll show you what they might make. We don't know exactly what percent of iPads break. Otherwise, we could figure out exactly what their warranty is worth. All right. So right now, on your notes, you should be copying this part down. And this is probability times amount, and then we'll add them all up. All right, what is the probability it's going to work and break? I need your opinions on this because I don't know the answer. So just for a second, I'd like you to go to another blank page, add a blank page, and I want you to, in a big, thick pen, so change your pen to be really thick and wide, or probably the widest you can, I want you to write a decimal, like 0.0 whatever. What percent of iPads do you think are going to break? Okay, so if you said 0.07, you're saying 7% are going to break. I want you to write it really big on your iPad and turn it around and show me. So I'll do a quick average in my head. All right. All right. Here's the numbers I'm seeing. 0.01, 0.09, 0.06, 0.2, that means 20%. 0.05, 0.05, 0.125, 0125, sorry, that's 1.25%. Here's an 8%, 6%, 5%, 12%, 11%, 10%, 5%, 0%, 7, 8, 5, 10, 9. If I were going to average all those, I'd say it comes out to about 9. All right. So we crowdsourced that one, and we now know it's about 9%. Now, we're totally guessing, but at least Do you get how an average guess is better than just one person's guess? All right. So 9% chance of it working or 9% chance of it breaking? So you put the 0.09 here. What do you put for working then? 0.91. Now what is the amount you get if your iPad works? This is assuming you have bought the warranty, right? So assuming you've bought the warranty and your iPad keeps working, you get nothing. Assuming your iPad breaks, now this is where it gets a little gray, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to say you just get the value of a new iPad because it's worth $500 to you because they're a $500 thing, and if it breaks, now you get a new one and it's worth $500. Now really in the real world, you just get a repaired iPad. In other words, they will repair yours for you, which really isn't worth $500. You get what I'm saying? So I get this is not completely real world. Some warranties actually are a cashback warranty. Like you can get your money back. All right. Comments? Yes. I'm not done with the problem yet, but go ahead. You're exactly right. So we have to factor in the warranty, but I like to do that at the end. Okay? Otherwise, I'd have to say I get negative $79 if it works. And do I really get negative $79? I don't really get negative $79. Yes, I have to factor that in, but I'm going to do it at the end. The other thing is, then I'd have to say that that 500, I really don't get 500, do I? If you're factoring in the cost of the warranty, minus 500 minus the 79. So instead of putting those annoying little negative 79s in there, I'm going to do it at the end. Either way would work. It's okay to do it that way if you want to. But I like doing it this way. One of the reasons is because I get to multiply by 0. It's one of my favorite things. 0, right? And this one I can do in my head because 9 times 5 is 45. And the answer is either 450, which would be ludicrous, or it's 45, which would be about right. And yeah, it's 45. Then I add these together, and what did I just figure out right there? It has nothing to do with 79. I figured out that my warranty would be worth $45. Do you get that? So should I pay $80 for it? No. How about this? Is this the expected value? Not really, because this is what the warranty is worth. That's a different thing. The expected value, if I were to pay $79 for it, now I go minus 79. Would you take a calculator out of your backpack? I know you've got one on there, but you'll need a heavier duty one for what we're going to do in a minute. Grab your regular calculators. If you need to borrow one of mine, they're in the closet there. Make it fast. Subtract these two. Get me an answer. Negative 34. So this is what the warranty was worth. This is the expected value. A lot of kids get that confused. They think the expected value is 45. If we say just what would a warranty like that be worth, you could say it was worth $45. What, if you actually buy the warranty, your expected value is, you'll lose $34. Does that mean that's actually going to happen to you? No. That means on average, people lose money on warranties. Do you get that? Makes sense? The back row. Stop talking. Hey, you're not even looking yet. Thank you. Stop talking. All right. The expected value is an average. It's not what you should expect to get. It's if I did it a whole bunch of times, I bought a whole bunch of warranties over my life, on average I'd lose money. What does the company call that? You losing money is them getting profit. Yes. So they want to sell warranties. In fact, they'll make $34 by our calculations, $34 on this deal. In fact, they'll make more. You know why? Because they won't really have to pay you $500 if your iPad breaks. What will they have to do? Is it to fix it? And they can get some guy who knows how to fix these things to probably fix it for really cheap, don't you think? The guy's time plus maybe a part, and all of a sudden it doesn't really cost them $500. It really only costs them, like, you know, maybe $50. And so if they're getting you to buy something for $79, And their worst case scenario is if it breaks, it's only cost them 50. You see how now if we rerun this, I'd like you to refigure out using $50, how much is that warranty really worth? $4.50. And how much did they charge for it again? $79? Get what I'm saying? All right. Now, do you think, if you think that more iPads than that are going to break, then that makes them make a little less money because then they have to repair a few more. But do you see how they got a huge profit margin on this? Do you see why everybody at all the companies always asks, do you want to buy the warranty on that? I mean, crap, you can't even like buy a pencil at Best Buy anymore without them saying, you know, we have a warranty program for that. I don't know if you've noticed that, but man, they just always want you to buy the warranty. Now, sometimes it's smart. If you think you're going to use at a higher percent than most people are, like yours has a higher percent chance of breaking, because like you're a really heavy-duty user. If you're an old grandma who uses your computer once a month, or you're a hardcore computer gamer, it's totally different, and yet they charge the same thing for the warranty, right? So if you use yours really hard, maybe it is smart. All right. So moving on. How do these problems get harder? They get harder when you're trying to do a big complicated tree diagram. Heads, tails, tails, heads. Don't copy this one down yet. I'm going to have you do one in a second. But can you envision a game where you go to Las Vegas, you pay $1, and you flip a coin? You flip a coin, you got to let it land on the surface, like the game table or whatever, so that you can't like catch it or have it timed just perfectly, so you can always catch a heads or whatever. But if you just flip a coin, and they'll let you flip a coin, and they flip a coin twice, and if you get heads, you get $5. Would you pay $1 to play that game? All right. Would you pay $2 to play that game? Can we figure out exactly what it's worth? Yes, we can. Let's do it. So I'd like you to write down these numbers, or actually use your calculator to do these numbers. Heads is worth $5. All the other ones are worth nothing. Okay? Then what's your probability times the amounts? Well, the timesing by zeros is going to be really easy, so let's just figure out this probability. Figure it out. What is it? 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. 0.25 times 5 is $1 what? So it's worth how much to play that game? So if you were to play the game, what's your expected value? 25 cents. Because to play the game, it costs you $1. So you might add it up and think the game's worth $1.25. But what's your expected value if you actually paid $1 to play it? Your expected value, EV, is 25 cents. So it's not like a huge moneymaker. But you'd actually make money if they only charge $1. There are weird games in Las Vegas. If you've ever seen the movie Las Vegas Vacation, it's kind of like Christmas Vacation. How many guys have seen Christmas Vacation? All right, same idea, except it's in Las Vegas. It's got some hilarious moments. Anyway, one of them is they have all these weird games the guy walks past, in the casino. One's like, bigger or smaller, and he puts out cards, and is the next card going to be bigger or smaller than the one that's out there? And you can bet on that. And there's all kinds of weird games. Anyway, I'd like you to redo this one. Except now I'm just going to ask the question like it would be on a test and see if you can get the right answer. Let's say you get $1. No, you get $2 for every heads and $1 for every tails. I want you to figure out the fair price of that game. I'll help you with these probabilities. This one's 0.25. This one's 0.25. This one's 0.25, and this one is 0.25. So that would have made it really tough, right? Then the amounts you get, you should be able to figure these out. So if it's assumed to start with that it's free to play the game, and then you can ask yourself how much is it worth, and you'll be able to figure it out. Now, I'll tell you in a moment, okay, the real price of the game is this, and then you could tell me how much you should expect to make or lose. All right, you got your answers? Raise your hand if you got an answer. All right, I need another minute then, because a lot of people are still typing. Heads is worth $4 for those of you that kind of lost. Heads tails is worth $3. This one's worth $3. This one's worth $2. And then, once you've multiplied them up and added them all up, now how many of you have an answer? You know how much this game is worth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we're at about half the class. I'm just going to let people calculate for another few seconds here. Get her done. All right. The suspense is killing me. What do you think it is? $1.50? Raise your hand if you said $1.50. Oh, one person said $1.50. Let's try something else. What did you say? $3. Raise your hand if you said $3. Ooh, there's a lot of those. Must have made a mistake. It's okay. I make mistakes too. All right. So if you multiplied these all out and added them all up, apparently $3 is what it's worth. What do you think they'd charge in Las Vegas to play this game? $5? Nobody'd play for $5 because the most you can win is 4. If the fair price is 3, you think they're going to charge you a fair price? No, because they want to make money. Okay, so if they charge you 3, you would be exactly fair, and your net expected value would be 0. I think it's going to be $3.50 to play the game. Because if it's $4, who's going to do that? Pay $4. Maybe you'll win $4. Yay. All right. So if everything pays out, it's not as exciting as if only a couple things pay out. So what if I'm change the problem now, and I'm going to just make it about having a cattery. You have any idea what that is? Because you are going to be raising cats. Your cat's going to have baby cats, and the good part about that is you can sell them, and you don't even feel bad like if you were selling your children or something, that would be illegal. But you can sell these baby cats, and it's totally legal, and the people that get them are all happy. And okay, so cats for a Burmese, you'll pay about $700 for a female, and $800 for a male. Real. There are a lot of dogs out there that are popular nowadays that you can spend $2,000 to get one. Yeah, you can spend thousands and thousands. So $700 or $800 is actually fairly cheap. But of course, if you compare that with getting one on Craigslist, if you just want a cat really bad, you can go type on Craigslist free cat, and there'd be like 10 people giving away their cat right now. It's sad, but it's for good reasons, like, for instance, he keeps attacking the dog, or maybe he's, the people have to move from their apartment that allows cats to another apartment that doesn't, and they have to give up their cat. Or there's a lot of really sad stories. And if we want to get really depressed, you can talk about what happens after 30 days at the Humane Society. But anyway, if we're raising cats and we get 2 babies, right now, is this chart sufficient? No, because that's only for 1 baby. So let's say the first baby that comes out is going to be that, and the second baby that comes out, because they don't have the babies at the same exact moment, right? So this is the second event. two-headed cats are worth a lot. All right. So I'd like you to figure out if, okay, wait, the probability, we're going to make this more interesting, is 60% female, 40% male. 0.6, 0.4. I'd like you to tell me if females are worth 700 and males are worth 800, you realize pretty quick that even if you have 2 female cats, which is the least expensive or the least good deal for a person who's trying to sell cats, they're going to get $1,400. That's a pretty good deal. So you can actually make some serious money by raising the right kind of cats. Unless you don't like cats, in which case you should raise little dogs that are a special kind of dogs. If you don't like dogs, you could raise ferrets. Or chinchillas. Who in here has a chinchilla? Somebody, yeah, you've got chinchillas. Holy cow. You don't have one of those, do you? Okay. Okay. 2 like medium priced chinchillas. Okay, gotcha. I saw his chinchillas in the back of his video. It was one of the coolest videos that I got. Thing looked like it got, I don't know, it gets really hyper all of a sudden. Just jumped up on something. It was. Oh, okay. So I suppose they would be scared of cats. Okay. I want you to figure out the expected value to you as the cat breeder. How much are you going to make on this deal? Well, this one's 0.36. You can do this in your head. 6 and 4. 6 and 4 is what? 24. 24. And the last one? 16. And then I'd like you to figure out how much do you get if this happens? What's the amount you get if you get 2 females? What's the amount you get if you have a male and a female? And you put the amounts here. Notice it's probability times amount, and then you add them all up. Do it. Got it already? Man, you're fast. Do you add the prices? Yes, you could say on the female male, your total there is 700 plus 800, which would be 1,500. So yeah, this gets those get added up. It's like, how much do I get if this situation happens? I get 1,500 bucks. Suddenly, who's the expert on cats in the room? There are some animals that are more preferred to be male or female just because of breeding reasons. Like a female is actually, I think, more expensive because, why? Because a female can have more little baby cats, which you can then sell. You know what I mean? So, again, don't get the idea that you take any cat and you breed it, that you can sell them for a lot of money. A lot of cats, you can't get anything for them. You end up, please take my cat. They're free. But if they're a special breed, then you can get money out of it. So yeah, actually the female should cost more because they're capable of having more. You're right. I was just making up I know they're about 700 bucks because I got a friend who bought one. But I didn't remember if hers was a male or female, so. All right. I got mine as kind of a gift because the person had too many cats, so that worked out pretty good. What do we have here? I'm seeing 3 smart kids with the same answer, 4 smart kids with the same answer. I'm not going to say a dumb kid with the wrong answer, no. All right. Oh, if you got that answer, now I'm nervous. Okay, that's the right answer. 1480. Raise your hand if you had 1480. If you didn't, you probably just typed one number wrong in your calculator, and that happens. I figured out that a problem like this, you would actually have 70 keystrokes on your calculator. 70 times you would touch a button to get the right answer. And if you type one of those wrong, you get the wrong answer. Get what I'm saying? So the point is, maybe you should double check yourself a little bit. Make sure that, you know, when you look back at the numbers, double check, did I type in that number? You know what I mean? Because on the test, you're smart enough to handle this problem. It's not like it's super hard, but a lot of kids will get it wrong just because they're not careful. All right. So I hope that you have seen that you can take this and make it harder by the probability part. Usually is the harder part. You got to get all of these answers first before you even start. Then you got to figure out how much is it really worth. Instead of being something really clear, it'll be like adding things up. Here's the last one that confuses a lot of people. Male, female, male, female. And what if they say, we only want a male, so how many males did you get in the litter? Well, then you'd say, okay, let's say it's a 0.6, 0.4 on this one, 0.6 chance of the males this time, and I only want to count the males because the males is the only thing I needed in this particular case. You'd say this is worth 0.36, 0.24, 0.24, and 0.16. Those are easy. How about, what do I put for amount? I'm not selling them. I just only we're counting males. 2. What do I put for this? 1. What for this? 1. And this? 0. Because again, you're not always selling something. Sometimes it's just all we're paying attention to is how many males we got in the group. So then, how many males would be expected to be born? Well, the expected value is P times the A, and then add them up. And this one adds up to 0. That was my favorite one. This one's easy to multiply. This one's easy to multiply. This one's 36 times 2 is double 36, which would be 72. Add them all up, 70, 80, 96, 100, 1.2. So you would expect, on average, 1.2 males to be born. Remember, averages can be like that. In the real world, you can't have 0.2 of a male. But you can have averages like 1.2. Okay, I think you've seen enough. Now, your homework. You have a lot of tree diagrams. They're a little bit of a pain to do, but there's not that many problems. So your assignment is in Schoology. It's for today's date, which is 2-1, and basically it's more about expected value. There's 2 what? Yeah, don't worry about that. That's the old assignment. You're looking for the assignment for 2-1. There were 2 assignments for yesterday, but that's a different issue.